Hey everyone, I got a tip for you today on editing interviews using the transcription feature in Premiere Pro. Let's get down to it. All right, so we got an interview in Premiere Pro and it's looking nice. We got two cams. Let's just mute the video so we can just focus on audio. What we're gonna do, first things first, is we're gonna mark it in and out for the whole thing. And I'm just gonna, look, that's where it ends. I'm just gonna end right there. And I'm gonna transcribe it. So the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna go to the text window, which if you don't see it, you can go to Window and then you can go to Text. There you go. And so then what we're gonna do is you can go to Transcript and then you can go to Create Transcript. And then you can do all this. You go to Language, English, choose whatever language you want. Mine's in English. Then you can either do the mix or you can do a specific audio track. Well, let's just do the mix because it's all the same thing. Or it can sometimes make it easier if you just choose an audio track. You know, you do whatever feels best to you. Now, next thing, this is kind of important, transcribe in and out point. These things probably seem pretty simple, so just, you know, go along. Merge output with existing transcription. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what that is. I think that makes sense. I think it's probably if you transcribe part of it and then you're gonna transcribe the rest later. We're not gonna focus on that right now. Then, the next thing is recognize when different speakers are talking. That's important for me because I'm interviewing and then I have two people talking and then I have a client behind me and I have my cameraman, so I have a lot of different voices. So you can do that and you go to transcribe and then it's gonna transcribe the sequence, you know? And so there you go. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but we'll just wait, I guess. While we wait for that to load, let me just tell you a little bit about the backstory behind this process. So I've been editing documentary video for a long time, and of course there's lots of interviews, and there's just like hours and hours of footage they have to go through. And so I found out about the transcription feature, and it seemed like a perfect way to be able to quickly read through the script at a much quicker pace than you can watch, and you can keyword search, you can do all that. So it's been revolutionary for me. And I haven't seen anyone else talking about using the transcription feature in this way to edit interviews. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So anyways, let's get back to it. All right, so that worked. Next thing we want to do is probably name the speakers. So I'm going to come in here and then you can do, how do you go? Let's remember. How do we do it? Oh, yeah, you go like this. Edit speakers. So go to edit speakers and then you can just label, you know, go through and figure out, okay, is this on me? Who is this? Blah, blah, blah. You label those. And then when you're done with that, then you can come out here and you can do export transcript. Now there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can, I feel like I remember text file was the best way to do it. So I think that's what you should do. Export text file and then put it wherever you want. And then when you're done, I'll show you what to do next. Bring it into Google Docs. All right, so now I have this big transcript as a text file, a TXT file. I'm gonna select that and I'm gonna copy. All right, so it turns out that my microphone died at this moment. So the audio cuts out here, but we also still have the audio from my camera and from the computer, from the screen recording. So you're just gonna have to run with that. Hopefully that's okay. Actually, I know it's gonna be okay. You're gonna survive. It's bad audio for a little bit, but the message still gets across. So and we're gonna take that over and we're gonna paste it right in here. Now I'm not gonna walk you through the steps of making a Google Doc because that seems quite obvious. But if you don't know how to do that, just Google it. So now I have two windows open, one with the interview transcript and then one that is blank. That's gonna be my interview script. So now I just start reading through the transcript and I find the moments that I like and I start building out my script. This is what I do every time now. So here's a part, right? This doc is about a family that is in foster care. So I want to start off maybe with a little bit of backstory. So this part right here, about 1 minute and 27 seconds in, let's drop that right in there. So our foster journey started about 3 years ago when Foster and Hope came to, there's obviously going to be spelling errors in the transcript. That's something I also should have pointed out at the beginning. Anyways, so they came to our church in Waltham and gave a presentation, blah, blah, blah. I might think, okay, what else do I need to put in there? Well, I should probably have a part where they introduce themselves. So here's a part where Nate introduces himself. Let me put that in there. Maybe I should put that before, right? So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put it right there before. So I first have Nate introducing himself and his wife, Becca, and I have Becca talking about how their foster journey started, right? And I'm just going to keep reading through this transcript and I'm just going to find the moments that make sense to me. And the nice thing is that instead of rewatching and rewatching and rewatching the interview over and over again, which is what I used to do, now all I have to do is read it once and I can mark up moments that I like. I can color things differently, right? I can come in here, I can change the color. I want this one to be, let's say, I highlight that. That's a part that I really like. Or what you can do is, you can Control F, and let's say I need to find a moment where they talk about foster care. I can type that in. Of course, there's going to be a lot of moments because this interview is all about foster care. Or let's say I want to find a moment where they say and. I can look that up and I can see that there are 292 ands in this. That's a great thing just to know. Okay, so that's kind of the general idea, is you read through the transcript and then you can build that interview. You build the script based on it before you even go into Premiere, into your timeline to start building your script. I think it's a really helpful way to structure your interview before you even get into the real editing, because this is the meat and the bones right here, forming the interview, that like hour plus long interview, into what, like a 5-minute narrative, right? How are you going to do that? I find that it's so much more effective and efficient to do it this way, by just reading through. And as I'm reading through, I just copy and paste anything that I think is going to work into this interview script. And then what I do is, then as I'm doing this, I go, okay, maybe I like this part. I'm going to copy and paste that right in there. And then as I do that, then I can restructure and reorganize, and it's a lot easier to look at because you can skim through it, versus when you're doing that same sort of thing in Premiere, you have to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch and listen, right? And that just takes a long time. So this allows me to do it at a way quicker speed and get a rough outline of what I want the interview to be, what I want the story to be, before even going into Premiere. Okay, so that's it. That's my little hack, my little tip, my little whatever you want to call it. Hopefully this video is in focus. Hopefully it's well lit. I don't know, hopefully the camera's still running and the screen is being recorded and the audio is being recorded and all that kind of stuff. See that? That's called premonition. Let me show you while I'm here. We've got Cal Ripken. Got a little Randy Johnson. Got Havlicek from the Celtics. We got a little Derek Jeter. Alternate jersey. Anakin's lightsaber. Here's Finn. Here's Luke. This is a sweet one, right? That's about it. All right. Well, have a good day, I guess. Bye.